Hi, this is Troy Johnson from the African American Literature Book Club, and I'm going to continue the thread with poetry. You know, it's been said that poetry doesn't sell, and I guess in some quarters that might be true. But poetry has always done well on the African American Literature Book Club's website, and I'm going to continue talking about poetry. I mean, it's we've had some terrific poetry published since I've been running my website. In fact, the first few years, I sold tons of poetry. Pretty much anything published by Jessica Care Moore was selling like hotcakes. But today I'm going to talk about a brother named John Keene. He published this book, Annotations, in 1995. And when I read it, it reminded me of another book that I thoroughly enjoyed, written by Jean Toomer, called Keene. This was published close to 100 years ago. I mean, during the Harlem Renaissance. But the writing, to me, just staggered me. I just did not appreciate up until I was exposed to this book, and I wasn't exposed to it till I started my website around 1998, and it just floored me. The writing was, you could read this thin little volume multiple times and get something new from it each time. It's just the way this brother uses words is amazing. Actually, what I will do is read what another brilliant writer, Ishmael Reed, said about Keene's Annotations. And he writes, an experimental first novel of poem-like compression, Annotations has a great deal to say about growing up Black in St. Louis. Reminiscent of Jean Toomer's Keene, the book is in part a meditation on African American autobiography. Keene explores questions of identity from many angles, from race to social class to sexuality, gay and straight, employing all manner of textual play and rhythmic and rhetorical maneuvers. He recreates his life story as a jazz fugue in words. A member of the Dark Room Collective, a 1987 graduate of Harvard, John Keene has been a lecturer at the University of Virginia, the managing editor of Callaloo, and is now a New York Times fellow at NYU. When I first read Keene's fiction almost a decade ago at Harvard, I knew immediately that I was in the presence of genius. With his work, Annotations, Mr. Keene, after years of woodshedding and apprenticeships, has fulfilled that early promise. These poetic meditations about private lives and public events are brilliant, polished, and of considerable depth. Again, that's Ishmael Reed talking about Keene's work back in 1995. But fast forward, Keene has been producing work and he hasn't letting up. This new book, Punk's New and Selected Poems, actually won a National Book Award. So which is one of the largest awards given in the United States. It's one of the biggest awards. So he won the big book award for his book Punk's and New and Selected Poems. I will let you visit AOBC to learn more about it, learn more about Keene's work. Until tomorrow.